Most retail traders that I've talked to rush into trading and miss some extremely important steps in the beginning. Now, I don't care if you're brand new at trading or if you've been trading for a while now, you need to watch this video in its entirety to make sure that you set yourself up the right way before you even think about placing your first trade. And throughout the next few minutes, I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to set everything up the same exact way that I've set things up myself. So if you haven't already, I want you to go ahead and hit the like button and tickle the subscribe button and punch the notification bell in the face while I roll the intro. So if you're thinking about trading Forex, the first thing you would need to do is choose a broker. Now, what's a broker? And I touched on this a little bit in the last video, in the first video of this series, but essentially what a broker is, it's just a company that you essentially deposit your money into to allow you to be able to trade the Forex market. So here's an example of what you would do. You would just go to Google and you would just search various different brokers, but I'm going to give you an example of like what a broker could be. So you see here, I searched TD Ameritrade Forex. You might have heard of TD Ameritrade if you live here in the US, even internationally, but TD Ameritrade, they have offices all over the US. I think they probably have around like 10, 15 offices here in Dallas where I live. But if you go to their website, you can see TD Ameritrade has a subsection that allows you to trade Forex. And you can see that these brokers, for example, TD Ameritrade, they get quite a bit of hits. They get a lot of users that use TD Ameritrade each month. You can see that they're getting around 30 million monthly visitors that are using this specific broker. Now, I'll tell you, I personally don't use TD Ameritrade. I feel like there's a lot better brokers out there in regards to Forex because TD Ameritrade itself does have a few limitations, such as you won't be able to trade 5 o'clock Eastern, or where I live, 4 o'clock Central. So they do have some limitations. So I would do some more research and find some other brokers that you could possibly go towards. But this is just one of the common examples. Here's just a name that you might have heard of, TD Ameritrade. So your first step is to choose a Forex broker, and I want to have a conversation with you regarding this because me and my company talk to hundreds of unprofitable traders each month, and one pattern that I keep seeing that keeps repeating itself is the fact that a lot of people don't know the very first thing about these brokers, and I want to shed some light. So let's go ahead and think of these brokers and put them into two separate categories. We can think of regulated brokers and unregulated brokers. So let's go and talk about the difference. Now, the first one I want to talk about are the unregulated brokers. Now, these brokers are generally registered offshore, maybe in the Seychelles or some other island, which can be a bit sketchy. And these brokers don't hold any licenses under any government regulatory body. However, a lot of people, especially brand new traders, prefer these brokers simply because they give you a lot more leverage. Unregulated brokers, these companies can give you 1 to 100 leverage, 1 to 500 leverage, or even 1 to 1,000 leverage, or even something crazy like 1 to 2,000 leverage, or even higher. And that's pretty attractive to a lot of brand new traders with smaller accounts. And brokers that are kind of regulated in the US aren't able to do that because the US regulations just don't allow leverage to go that high. So the question is, why do these brokers give such high leverage? And it's not like these brokers are trying to like take your money and make you lose all your money. They do it because it's attractive, right? They do it to just get more customers because they're a business. Because how these brokers work is each time that you enter a trade, they take a small little cut, a small little commission fee for you to enter that trade. So it's not like they're trying to make you lose all your money. They're trying to keep you in the game. They're trying to make sure that you always continue to trade with them as long as you possibly can, because they know each trade that you enter, you're making a small you're paying a small little fee that they make. And these fees, these commissions are completely normal with every broker that you'll ever like go into. So that's completely normal in the Forex industry. But what these brokers do to kind of attract you to trade with them is offer this higher leverage to get more customers in their business. So now let's talk about regulated brokers, and we can actually split this up into two separate sections as well, one for my US viewers and another one for my international friends as well. So talking about US regulated brokers, now these brokers are required to follow US regulations, and they're required to log and report every single thing that they do. So a lot of people are a lot more comfortable to being able to deposit their money in these regulated brokers. However, because of all the different paperwork that these brokers have to do, a lot of brokers end up not even being registered in the US. So there's not a lot of options for US people to choose as their brokers. So you have a very limited number of options for whichever company you want to go with if you choose to go with a US regulated company. And these brokers do have other limitations as well, such as their leverage only goes up to 1 to 50 leverage. It's just rules that they have to follow to remain regulated. It's not their choosing to have a maximum of 1 to 50 leverage. They just have to do it in order to remain regulated. But realistically, if you start your Forex account with like a respectable balance of maybe 5 grand or even 10 grand, then this shouldn't really be an issue for you. And these regulated brokers are generally a lot quicker whenever you withdraw your profits. They take around maybe 1 to 2 business days for the money that you take out to go to your bank account. So it's pretty quick. So for my international viewers or viewers overseas, you guys have a lot more options to go with a regulated broker because your regulations generally aren't as strict as US regulations. So what I would do if I were you, I would just go to Google, search brokers and type in and check to see if that broker is regulated in your country. It's very simple, and then you can just kind of pick and choose whichever broker you want to kind of go with. And by the way, I'm way oversimplifying things about brokers here because this video is just meant to get you started. I could talk for hours regarding the intricacies of brokers here, and YouTube just really isn't the place for it. Half of you will be really excited and the other half don't care and will probably fall asleep. So I save all that boring stuff for my private clients who want to take this to the next level. Anyways, once you do your research and once you choose your broker, you're going to want to link it to a trading app. Now, this is the app you'll use to place your trades and to view your profits. Now, most people either use cTrader or MetaTrader 4. cTrader is mostly used by international people that are not living in the US, and MetaTrader 4 is mostly used for brokers that kind of are in the US, and either international brokers also use a MetaTrader 4 as well. Now, I'm going to be using MetaTrader 4 for this example because US regulated brokers aren't compatible with cTrader. So the first thing you would do is you would link your broker to MetaTrader 4. You would log into your account to kind of have everything set up. Now, after you do that, I would suggest you go ahead and create a demo account. Now, this app will allow you to open up a demo account where you can put in your credentials. You would just click on demo and you would put in any information. Now, here's the thing. Now, once you get down here to the account type, you would pick your currency, your home currency for your account. If you live in the US, you would just choose USD. If you live in another country, you would just pick another country. Now, for the leverage, you want to choose a leverage that is equal or equivalent to the leverage that you're going to be using for your broker. Now, just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to choose 1 to 100 for this example here. Now, in regards to the deposit, I know a lot of people like to go with a big number just because they want to play around and kind of see what's like possible with Forex. However, I would definitely suggest you choose a starting balance on the demo account that is closest to the real life balance that you would start on your real account whenever you do end up wanting to start your real account. So in this case, I'm just going to go with an example of $10,000. And the reason you want to open up a demo account is so you can practice, play around with it, get used to the interface, and eventually develop and master your trading strategy. So we go ahead and hit create account, and the account is created, and when you hit done, you will come up and see this screen right here, which are all your quotes. And a lot of people have different opinions whether you should start a demo account or just jump straight into a live account, because with a demo account, it's play money. There's not really a lot of any emotion tied to your trading. However, I would definitely recommend you do start with a demo account because there's no reason to gamble your real money away if you don't even know what you're doing. Because if you like gambling your money and you're trying to risk it for the biscuit, I would suggest you go ahead and take a flight to Vegas because the flights are pretty cheap right now and just you can gamble your money there. We're doing things the right way here at Market Makers University so you can set yourself up for success and eventually create an empire of $100,000 or even $1 million and create generational wealth for you and your family. Now, going back to the app here, this right here is your quotes screen. You'll notice this is where all the different currency pairs are, and you'll be able to kind of see the different prices, the different lows and highs of the different currencies on this page. Now, here's the thing. If you look at a currency pair, you'll notice there's 3 letters for the first currency and 3 letters for the second currency. The first currency on the left side is called your base currency, and the currency on the right-hand side is called your quote currency. We'll go ahead and look at USD CAD, for example. Now, this 3-digit code represents the country and the currency. So, for example, if you look at USD, that stands for US dollar, comparing it to the CAD, which is the Canadian dollar. Same exact thing for USD JPY, that's the United States dollar versus the Japanese yen. So that's how currencies are kind of notated. Just always remember the base currency is always on the left-hand side, and the quote currency is always going to be on the right hand side. So this tab right here of the app is your quotes tab. Now the next section I want to talk about is your charts screen. This right here is where you'll see the fluctuation of the currency rate on your phone. So you'll be able to see the different candles moving up and down. And the next page I want to talk about is your trade screen. This is where you'll be able to see your trades running and how much profit or loss that you're making on your trades. Now, this last page I want to talk about is the history page. This tab here shows you all of your trades that you've entered in the past, shows you your profits, shows you your loss as well. But one thing that's very important that a lot of traders miss is going back to this chart tab. You'll notice here, if your chart tab only has one line that's moving up and down, meaning if you only see a blue horizontal line, for example, where it shows you the price 1.27238, if you only see one line, there's one very important thing you need to change. You need to go to your settings, and you need to go to your chart settings, and you need to toggle on where it says ask price line. Go and toggle that back on, and you'll notice when you go back to the chart, you'll notice now there are 2 lines. And if you're in a bigger time frame, these 2 lines will overlap. So let me go ahead and go into a smaller time frame. We'll just do the 5-minute time frame, for example. You go into it, and you'll be able to see the different the 2 lines a lot easier here. Now, the main reason I want to show you this is because if you do not have this red top line enabled, you need to do this right now. It is extremely, extremely important. Now, this bottom line, the blue line, is called the bid line. This is where the market will enter your trade if you're looking to enter a sell position, if you're looking for a short. If you remember in the last video of the series, remember, selling means you're going short and buying means you're going long. So if you're wanting to enter a sell, the market will automatically position you at the blue line to go down. If you're looking for a buy order, if you're looking to go long, the market will enter your trade at the top line, at the ask line, at that red line. Now, the difference between the red and the blue line, the space in between those 2 lines, that little gap, that gap is called the spread. Now, I'll explain the spread in another video, but for now, just make sure you do have the ask line enabled. Now, this is non-negotiable. Make sure you do have this line enabled. So go ahead and do it right now. Now, I use my phone to enter trades, but I do not use my phone to mark up my charts. Now, for that, I use my computer. So let me go and talk about that. Now, the software that we use on the computer is called TradingView, and I put a link down in the description to take you to the same exact screen, the same exact chart that I'm looking at, so you can follow along. So go ahead and click the link in the description, and so this way you can kind of adjust to the settings that I use. So when you click the link, this page should pop up, and the first thing you want to do is create an account, because how TradingView works, it's cloud-based. So wherever you are logged in, let's say you're logged into your main computer and you mark up your charts, whenever you log into another computer, or maybe if you log in on the phone or maybe your friend's house, whenever you're logged in, all your charts, everything that you've saved will always be there for you. So this way you never have to start over. So it's completely free to create your account. You would just click on this little button here, and you'll see the different accounts here. But I'll put it this way. Out of all the accounts, this is the account that I chose, the premium account, and I recommend my private clients also choose this plan as well. But you can go with the basic if you want. And the reason we choose the premium account is because it gives us a huge unfair advantage in the markets. And the specific thing that it allows us to do is right here. It allows us to set alerts on the chart that essentially never expire. So this way, we only spend around 30 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours per day on the charts. And we don't have to sit there all day at the charts because the alerts do the work for us. The alerts just tell us whenever a price is approaching a certain area that alerts us on the phone. So this way we can easily enter without having to stare at the charts all day. So for those of you who are serious about your trading, I'd suggest to register for the paid version. And I messaged the guys over at TradingView and I worked out a deal to get my clients $30 off. And as a bonus, just for watching this video, I'll go ahead and give you that deal too. So just click the link below and you can create your free account. And whenever you do decide to go for the paid version, you'll still get that $30 off. Now, once you create your account, this is a page that you'll see. Now, you'll notice on the top right corner, you'll see this area right here. This area is called your watch list. And what you can do here, you can go ahead and click on the little down arrow and you can create a new list, for example, Forex or any different list that you want to create, and you'll be able to save those different watch lists. But on here, you'll get to add any single currency pair that you kind of want to watch. Example, this right here, we are currently looking at Apple. So a few things that you should do when you get here is kind of modify what you're looking at. So let's go kind of do that now. You would right click anywhere on the chart, you hit settings, and let's go ahead and do some modifications here. So go to appearance, and the vertical grid lines, you want to make the opacity all the way to 0. Same thing with the horizontal grid lines. You want to make the opacity all the way to 0. This makes things a little bit cleaner. There's an option to add a watermark, but I would go ahead and suggest to leave that off. We like to have very clean looking charts. And in the events tab, I would go ahead and where it says show economic events on calendar, I would disable that. It puts a lot of clutter at the bottom, so we will go ahead and disable that. Now on the status line, you want to have all of your settings just like this. You want to disable where it says the symbol. It's not really needed because the symbol's literally right up here. Show open market status. You can show that if you want. Enable the open, high, low, close values, open, high, low, close. You can leave these enabled. It just shows you what the open, high, low, close values are based on whatever candle that your mouse is kind of hovering over. And indicator titles, leave that on. Indicator values, leave that on. And that should be pretty much all you would need to do. Go ahead and set these up this way as well. And then for the symbols, you can go ahead and set these up just like how I have it here. You can enable the bid and ask prices if you want on here. It's not really needed, but for your phone app, make sure you always have those enabled. And the last thing you want to do, you want to make sure that your time zone, that you set your time zone to whatever time zone that you are in. So once you have that set, just go ahead and hit OK, and then all your settings will be saved. So the next thing you'll want to kind of do is you'll want to play around with all of these different tools that TradingView provides. Just kind of get used to it, and whatever tools that you want to kind of use, this is where all the different tools will be. These are the ones that I have favorited myself. You can toggle your favorites toolbar on and off. So if you want to favorite the same exact tools that I use, feel free to go ahead and toggle these on and add them to your favorites bar. How do you add things to your favorites? Just go ahead and hit the little star icon right over here and then drag it to where you want to put it in your favorites bar. So that's very simple tutorial on how to use TradingView. Just go ahead and play around with it, have fun, be able to kind of get familiar on how to draw use all the different tools that TradingView has. And if you ever want to go to another symbol, if you want to look at a currency pair, just simply go to your keyboard and just type the currency pair. So for example, we'll go ahead and type USD CAD as the example that I gave a few days ago, and you'll notice this right here is the same chart that I was showing you on the previous lesson itself. So that's a quick overview on how TradingView works, and just get familiar with it, because this page, this is where traders will spend 90% of their times marking the charts right here on TradingView, and you'll spend 10% of the time on the phone actually going ahead and entering the trades and managing your trades as well. Most of the time you'll be spending directly on here on TradingView. Now, everything I explained in this video puts you ahead of 99% of all the other Forex traders, and I showed you step by step exactly how I set up the apps on the phone and exactly how to set up your TradingView to make sure that you're doing everything correctly so you can have the highest chance of success when you're venturing off into your Forex career. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm personally reading all the comments and replying to them myself. And in the next video, we're going to get into the really good stuff. So if you haven't already, go ahead and diddle that like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more. And feel free to hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload the future videos. Anyways, that is all, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.